Dark by Design may contain graphic and/or explicit content. Audience discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome. I'm Bev.
And I'm Rachel.
And you are listening to Dark by Design, the podcast where two creative gals share stories of the macabre to then pick them apart before the nightmares start. Thank you so much for joining us for freaking episode 12. Can you believe that?
Oh no, I can't. Oh, it's been so much fun. We hit double digits already. I know we should have probably celebrated this on 10, huh? But that's okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. You can celebrate anything whenever. Turns out. My goodness. Oh my goodness, you're so right. Today's episode, before we begin, was brought to my attention by a really awesome coworker of mine. I'm not going to say his full information or details because I don't know if he wants me to shout all that out. Yeah. But a good friend of mine, his name's Moshe, and he told me all about today's topic, which is the Marranos. And I found it to be so eye-opening, and just to see like how like the world is and what happened and like how atrocities in the past still affect us today. Mm-hmm. And also it has such a wonderful tie-in with episode 9. So on the Freemasons. So if you would like to listen to the Freemasons after this, or if you listened to it beforehand and you want to listen to it again for a refresher, more than welcome to do that.
It's hefty.
Absolutely. Today's episode is a little dark, we'll fully admit, but it's very eye-opening, and it's just the atrocities, religious atrocities. That's what we're talking about today. But I try to make it as entertaining as possible. So sorry about it.
Theme for the past couple of episodes too, just religious atrocities.
Oh my gosh, yeah, actually you're right. Oh man. And it's fun because they all tie together too. It's very like they in some way or another. But again, a huge shout out and thank you to Moshe for letting me and letting us know about this. Thank you for the topic. It's great. It's a wonderful piece of history that people need to know more about.
Absolutely.
And there's also a fun little twist at the end. It's like a game that you get to play along with.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. So yeah, it's very, very eye-opening. Okay. I don't want to spoil anything, but you have to listen to the end. Oh man, it's just like the grand reveal is like mind-blowing. Dude. Anyway.
And I'm going to be learning about all of this along with you guys because I don't know anything other than what probably everyone else knows, which is like a tiny smidge of this. Like
that is fair.
I don't know anything. I don't know about this game. I'm excited. Now I am very excited to know what this game is. Ooh.
Yeah, the game that I have created at the very end of this story. Yeah, it's very exciting. So a huge shout out again to Moshe. Thank you for bringing this up. Moshe. This is a wonderful topic to learn about, regardless of, how dark the history was. I'm really glad that I know the things that I know about our world now. So thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much for letting me know about it.
Very eye-opening.
Mm-hmm. But also, how are you today?
I'm good.
Sick.
Yep. I will fully admit I was crying earlier. And you helped me through that, so thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Anytime,
we watched a bunch of cringe X Factor auditions.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. They hurt our heart, but that's okay.
The balls these people have to go on stage like that. Ooh, it's wild.
Yeah, and I'm like, do you workshop this with somebody else before you get up on there, or do you really just have like the biggest balls in the world?
Absolutely. I think it's the latter. Yeah. I think it's friends and family encouraging them. Let's say you couldn't sing. And you're like, hey, I'm thinking about auditioning for American Idol. Like, I'm gonna be like, don't.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say it in a nicer way, but I'll basically tell you your singing is meant for the shower.
I think that's a very nice way of putting it.
Yeah, it's like, don't
save it for the suds.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want you becoming a YouTube good marketing, but I don't want you becoming like a laughing stock.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst part. Because I was definitely laughing at some of these people. That last one, oh my god.
Yeah, this guy like whooped out his well, he technically wasn't nude underneath, but he pulled out his pants.
Thong.
Yeah.
Basically whipped out his dick. Made Paula sick. She was throwing up.
Yeah, she was wrenching in the bathroom. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I was hiding. I was doing like the turtle move hiding in my
Just
sweater.
hiding yourself?
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Cringe. Cringe gets to me so quickly. I immediately lose. I remember when American Idol first came out, and I think that's when I realized that I can't handle cringe. I would never watch American Idol ever.
I only watch the reruns, and it's only when I need to feel better.
Yeah.
But so today's topic is the Marranos, which we're gonna get into a little bit more. And if you would like to learn more about this topic, you can find more information, photos, and videos on the show's website at www.darkbydesignpodcast.com, or you can follow us on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok at darkbydesign_podcast, which is also linked in the description. If you like us individually, you can also find us individually on our socials. Rachel is at Miss Quirk, MSQUIR with 2 Ks, on Twitch. She streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
She's also on Instagram and on YouTube. She's going to be making reaction videos now. Like,
yeah, that's in the works.
She's so far behind on movies and TV shows that she's going to watch them for the first time and give blind reactions. It's going to be great.
Absolutely, dude. I've lived a very sheltered, introverted life of just reading books. And I haven't watched a lot of TV or movies because I grew up in a family, long story short, that didn't like people commenting on the movie while they watch it. I love talking during movies. It's my favorite thing in the world. So like I hated the medium for the longest, but after having a wonderful time with, I do have my own Discord for my Twitch channel, and just having everyone come in, we have a movie night, we all sit down and watch, which we'd love to start doing it with our own personal, with the show's Discord, to have movie nights and just like have a bunch of people come in and just like banter back and forth.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be so great.
And Beverly, who are you? Tell us about you, my darling.
I can be found at Beverlocks. So Bever, then Locks with 2 S's, on Instagram, sometimes Twitch. I'll start again after Denmark. Or I guess I would have started now since this is after Denmark.
Technically.
And
Timeception.
Timeception, true. So Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube at Beverlocks with 2 S's. There are also so many other ways to support the show and us as content creators. The number one way is telling your family and friends about us.
Thank you.
You know, think of it as a non-extortionary pyramid scheme. It's great. We have a great time.
We're all friends.
Exactly. We're all a big happy family here.
I swear.
So word of mouth will really help the show grow, like so much. It like if you tell one person about us and they like us, then you know you have someone to chat about us with. So it's gonna be great. Another way to do it is if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, YouTube.
And hi. And if you're listening on other streaming platforms, I believe Apple and Spotify let you rate and review us. So please rate us 5 stars. And
10 if you can.
Let's see. Tell us if you also cry when you're in an argument.
Yeah. Can you actually cry without arguing, or do you always cry? It's a real question we have for humanity.
Yeah, we always argue and cry.
Yeah, we're both criers.
Yeah.
And yeah, we both wanted to go to law school at one point in time. This is oh my god, this is circling back to the joke in episode 9. Yeah, go watch the Freemasons. This joke would make so much sense. We have so many inside jokes. Man, it's great fun time.
It's great. But if you tell us if you are also a cry arguer, we will thank you on air for commenting, and we will give you a lovely compliment. Letting you know how beautiful of a crier you are. We'll rate you from 1 to 10. Okay, well, Anyway. So tell us if you're an ugly crier, or don't tell us. Tell us if you cry while you argue, and we will rate you on the scale of Aphrodite to Kim Kardashian. And we will also give you a lovely compliment to boost your self-esteem.
Yeah.
We have also launched a Patreon.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh. If you sign up for our Patreon, you get a bunch of amazing goodies and extras starting at the $5 level, including a thank you sticker in print, early access to extended, and I say this again, extended episodes, and downloadable coloring pages that you'll absolutely love.
Made by yours very truly. We brainstormed them, and Bev's a really good drawer, and she can just like bang it out, and she's really good at art and shit. Yeah. Oh man, we're cool.
Yeah, we're awesome, and you're gonna love them. They're really cute. They're really freaking cute. But yeah, and then we, if you just want to join the Discord and get like get your name at the end of the reel, you can also join at the $3 level if that's what you can afford. Whatever helps, honestly. It doesn't matter what level you sign up at, it's always support. They all have special access to our Discord where we can all play games and talk the night away, which yay, friendship.
Yay. Oh my god, I know.
I love making new friends. As the introvert that I am.
We make our friends from the safety of our homes.
Exactly, and through a mutual love of horror and games and talking through movies. If you love talking through movies, check out Rachel's channel and also check out the Discord. All right? Yeah. But yeah, supporting us on Patreon, ultimately helps us offset the cost of hosting and making the show. We record and edit our own episodes, and we, record and edit our own bonus episodes, all the content that you see. So your support will absolutely mean the world to us. But without further ado,
yes.
You want to tell us about this amazing little topic? Woo!
Yeah, I do. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so I do believe that when this episode is released, it's going to be the week of Christoper Columbus Day in October.
Yeah.
I think that's how we planned it out. If not, it's going to be around that time. But essentially, this is my idea of a Christoper Columbus Day special, because Christopher, or Chris as I like to call him, he's a very special guy. I think a lot of people know how special Chris is to everybody. You know what? Yeah, just a real special piece of shit that just needs to be recognized as one, And we all heard about his treatment of there's a really big air quotes for those who are listening, the natives in the New World. But I ask you, are you familiar with his treatment of the, again, really big air quotes, natives in the Old World? Yeah, so essentially, do you know how he treated his own people?
No, I actually don't know anything about him other than he sailed the ocean blue in 1492.
Yep, and then the Nina, something, Pinta, and Santa Maria. I think those were his 3 ships.
Yeah, and he proceeded to suck the queen's big old dick.
Pretty much. Oh, I would love to go into a deep dive episode of that. I don't know. There's probably been like some Christoper Columbus. Let's talk about how much of a piece of shit he is. We can do that for Indigenous People Day. I would love to do that topic. But also, before I get off hand, another question that I would love to ask you is, do you also know who funded Chrissy-poo's Voyage of Terror?
Was it the Queen?
Do you know where the Queen got her money to fund the Chrissy-poo's Voyage of Terror?
Was it the Pope?
No, actually, fun facts, it was today's topic. That's who. How exciting. It's the Marranos.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get real dark now. Okay, so buckle up. I wanted to start. It's called kiss. Don't you like kiss a compliment or something like that when you're given like a critique or something, or trying to deliver bad news? You started off good, you drop the ball, then you come back around with more kisses, to say sorry.
That's how I that's how I do performance management at work.
Oh my god, yeah.
So that people don't hate me.
Oh yeah, that is exactly what you're going to be listening to today. Yeah, dude, that's a lot of tough work for like normal, like just actual interaction with people. Yeah. God bless you. Oh man, no thank you. Not thank you. But today's episode is going to be that in verbal form for you. So, but it's a highly informational topic, and I think everyone really needs to know about it because it's literally The end. It's just the end that just blew my mind when Moshe told me about this.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I digress, and I digress a lot. So the Marranos were Spanish and Portuguese Jews living in the, I believe it's called Iberian Peninsula. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Who converted or were forced to convert to Christianity during the Middle Ages, yet continued to practice Judaism in secrecy. Anyone who did not convert were killed or exiled.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh boy, honey. The Marranos were also monitored by the Spanish Inquisition and subject to suspicions by the Catholics of the secret practice of Judaism, also called the Marranism. So essentially, the people that the Jewish community people who converted were then highly surveillanced by their neighbors, their surrounding communities, the church, the Inquisition, and if they saw any form of Judaism, it was just immediate. It was bad.
Something just clicked for me.
Yeah, what's up?
This is in Spain and Portugal?
Correct, yes.
You want to know what Marrano means in Spanish?
Go for it. Yeah, I do get to etymology, but I would love to hear it.
Pig.
Really? Oh, girl.
Yeah, Marrano in Spanish means it's either pig or pork, but I'm pretty sure it's pig.
Gotcha.
Because I think puerco is pork. Yeah, so Marrano is pig.
Wow. Okay, that's very interesting.
It depends what country you're from, but it can't be viewed as a derogatory term.
How interesting. Yeah, no, I do get to a little bit of etymology. Etymology? Yeah, etymology, because I could speak words. And I kind of touch on that, but that was not one of the ones that I brought up. But that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay, so let me finish the sentence and then I'll get to the etymology. Perfect segue, man. It's really fun. So just a really quick note that a lot of the converts from actually either Judaism or Islam, because they were both targeted communities at the time, were referred to by the broader term of New Christians because they were forced to convert, and the New Christians had to be watched because they would be doing their practices of their own religion, and if they did, they were killed. How exciting.
My God.
Yeah. So for the etymology, speaking of names, let's talk about etymology, baby. So the origin of the term Marrano as applied to crypto-Jews or crypto-Judaism is debatable. One possible origin of the term derives from an Arabic word for forbidden or illicit. I don't know really how to pronounce it, but maram?
So
how would you pronounce
forbidden or illicit in Arabic is actually, I believe it's haram.
Oh, that's how you say it. Okay.
Haram.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know if the M would be in there. So there's like halal, right, which is stuff that they can eat, and then there's haram, which is stuff that's bad.
Oh, that's
so
where
haram
that comes
doesn't just it doesn't just have to do with like food or anything. It's basically anything that's bad or forbidden is haram. Anything that's good or accepted is halal.
Gotcha. I know you took Arabic in college, but do you have any background connections
yes.
to? Okay.
Yeah, my dad was an Arab.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, wow.
I'm not going to get into where he was from because that will, especially with today's topic.
That's fair. That is fair.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Understandable. But thank you for letting us know about that. I was hoping you could hook me up with that word.
Yeah.
There might be a couple more because they're also Spanish words. So.
Absolutely.
The Arabic word in this context also can mean swine or pork. So going back to the Spanish term, people think that these that this word was connected because Jews cannot eat pork due to it's not culture or kosher. It's not kosher. So like that's that connection with the Arabic word. The second possibility, the term Marrano may also derive from the Spanish verb meaning marar. Is that how I say it?
Marar.
I would assume that's how I would pronounce it.
You know, I've never heard that word.
Oh,
but that makes sense. Yeah, marar.
Yeah, it also notes that this is from the Germanic origin rather than the Arabic origin. I don't know if that matters.
Oh, so that might be like the Castellan. Fuck, what's that language called? Spain has 2 different languages depending on where exactly you're from. So they speak Spanish, and then there's the Castellan, I believe it's called. I could be completely wrong. I'll fact check and I'll let you know.
Okay, perfect. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I knew. I was like, Bev can definitely help me out in this section. I was just looking at facts and going, I'll ask her. She knows these languages. So thank you. Thank you for being the way that you are. You beautiful, beautiful being.
Oh.
Yeah. So this this version of the word, the Germanic origin, not the Arabic origin, is meaning to deviate or to err. So in this way, they were connecting the Jewish population deviating from their own faith of the converted faith, and then secretly practicing their Jewish traditions.
Right.
So then the third and final origin that I found was that it has been cited from the Galician Portuguese, which is like if you're looking at Portugal on a map, it's like the top left portion where this is kind of originating from. This language originates from, which where marar, I probably have to roll an R. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It means to force, and Marrano means forced one. Yeah, and so it's very interesting because cool. Portugal was also a part of this whole horror situation. Yeah, horror tales. Yeah, and in modern use, Marrano may be considered offensive. Sorry if I've been saying it and you took this as an offense. I'm just trying to teach this as like a teaching thing. It's not as an offensive thing. We're just learning today. Yeah. Sorry. Wow, I even put that in my notes and I overlooked that. Ow, this hurts me. Okay, we'll definitely put like a little note. What is it called?
A
disclaimer.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the like. I don't know, somewhere. I'll put it on there. Rachel, put a disclaimer. God damn it. Okay. So before I dig a hole in the ground even further, and the term crypto-Jew is occasionally preferred in scholarly works to refer to this community instead of saying Marranos, because it could be taken as an offense. And so crypto-Judaism is the secret adherence to Judaism while publicly professing to be of another faith. So practitioners are referred to as crypto-Jews, and the term is especially applied historically to Spanish Jews who outwardly professed Christianity, also known as the conversos, the Marranos, and the, I don't know how to say this, the Anusim? Oh,
Anusim?
It's Anusim. So sorry, I didn't look that up, how to say that. Oh, fuck. Wow, I'm finding a lot of flaws in my
I think
notes.
it's Anusim. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it correctly the first time. You go, girl.
You know what? Gosh, thank you for the pep talk. I greatly appreciate it. On this show, we both talk pep talk ourselves and you. So
yes.
Yeah, there's a ton of love being shared around here. Look at me in the eye. For those who are watching.
I'm trying to tell you something. You are a great individual, okay? Don't you ever talk yourself down, and don't let no motherfucker bring you down. You got this, babe.
Yeah. The world is really good at tearing you down, but not you. You should not be the one tearing you down. Life will do that for you.
You get knocked down, you get back up, and you know what? Sometimes it's okay to take a day off and just cry in bed. That's fine. But you get back up the next day. Because we don't support toxic positivity here. No. Sometimes life just sucks and that's okay. But you don't suck. Yeah. It's life.
It's called realistic optimism. It's an actual term in psychology. You can look it up. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Sometimes Mercury's in Gatorade and that's okay. It's not your fault.
Life just sucks, but not you. Don't ever think that you suck. Don't think you suck because you don't. Regardless of what other people say.
Sticker idea.
So, you may be wondering to yourself, why was the term Marranos ever created to begin with? Why did we have to? Why was this a thing we had a name now?
Why?
Yeah, why was this an event and people in a community that we had to invent a new name for? So let me give you a play-by-play of that situation at hand. So, under state pressure in the late 14th and early 15th century in Spain, so during the Middle Ages, over half of the Jewish population in the Iberian Peninsula converted to Christianity, thus avoiding the decree of expulsion, which affected Spain's remaining openly Jewish population in 1492. So you might be wondering to yourself, what the hell is the decree of expulsion? And I'm so glad that you're thinking that because, oh boy.
I am thinking that.
Oh boy, there's a lot and you're going to love it, kind of, sort of, but it's interesting. It's a really dark, fascinating piece of history and you can't believe shit like this happened. That's how I'm shocked.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Okay. Me too. So the decree of expulsion, aka I think I might mess this word up, but we'll try it. Alhambra decree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sick. Was an official order issued on the 31st of March in 1492 by the joint Catholic monarchs of Spain at the time, which was Isabella of Castile. Is that how you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And Ferdinand II of Aragon. Which ordered the expulsion of practicing Jews from the crowns of Castile and Aragon and its territories and its possessions by the 31st of July of that year. So the primary purpose of this order was to eliminate the influence of practicing Jews.
4 months?
It was 4 months. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They gave these people 4 months. 4 months to say, hey, you either convert or you sell everything and get the hell out of Spain. Yeah. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was awful.
That's sick.
And the primary purpose was to eliminate the influence of practicing Jews on Spain's large, formerly Jewish converso new Christian population to ensure that the latter and their descendants did not revert back to Judaism. So it's the whole thing was like, hey, we're going to force you to stop practicing this religion. And then you're follow suit, and then you're going to tell your kids and future generations to follow suit, and then eventually they'll forget your Jewish practices and your religion will completely disappear. It'll be wiped out that way.
Okay,
you
know
what?
Like
a religious genocide.
Old Spain.
Yeah. It's so fucked. Could you just imagine? What the fuck
is up with Christian?
Yeah, what happened to Christianity in the Middle Ages? Like, no wonder it was called the Dark Ages.
Weren't that horrible? Like
yeah, like
they were horrible, but they weren't like religiously horrible like this. Like, oh my god,
what is happening? It blows my mind. And again, I will find. I don't know if there's an exact reasoning, but I will find a topic where we can discuss why everyone hates the Jewish community, or just the Jewish people in general. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Yeah. But after the decree was passed, Spain's entire Jewish population was given only 4 months to either convert to Christianity or leave the country entirely. The order promised the Jews royal protection and security for the effective 3-month window before the deadline ended. They were permitted to take their belongings with them, excluding gold, silver, or minted money, or other things prohibited by the laws of our kingdom. So I think at the time, I know how like different countries and areas had their different currencies, especially during the Dark Ages, where people didn't really interact as much as they would do. Yeah. And so I couldn't find a source that backed it up, but I'm thinking maybe the Jewish communities had their own like currency, maybe,
right?
And that so like their coin would not be accepted by Spain's general population, so like the money that they have is now forfeit and has no value to it. Essentially,
that's
it gets a lot worse. Yeah. So they were, in practice, however, the Jews had to sell literally everything that they could not carry. So that included their lands, their houses, their libraries, their literally everything, their entire life they had to get rid of. And converting their wealth to a more portable form honestly proved difficult because the market in Spain was so saturated with these specific goods because there's so many people trying to get money to leave. at the time, which meant that prices were artificially lowered for the months before the deadline. So like they were selling their land, which would cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They were selling them for like pennies on end, if not anything.
That's just, and like something scary to think about, I guess, is those libraries that you mentioned, like all of the old texts that they had.
That had all of
that's
their
all
old,
lost.
Yeah, all of the religious texts that they had, all that family traditions, family oral, I wouldn't say oral traditions, but like written traditions.
Yeah.
Family histories, gone. Could not take them with them. There was just too much to carry. Like, how disgusting is that?
That's so sad. That is so sad.
Yeah, sorry, this episode's a little depressing.
Yeah.
But it's such, like I said, it's just such a good topic of information to know, because you need to know.
People, like, if anyone's like me, they sure as hell did not know about this. I did not learn about this in school, like not even in college. And I took a bunch of history classes. Like, Jews have been prosecuted for eons, like
forever.
For what? For being like, everyone believes in the same God. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't. Why are they always? I don't understand why they're everyone's scapegoat. I still don't understand.
It's so sad.
Oh, and bigots, get out of here. We don't want your opinion. we actually want the truth. Thank you. Thank you. The historical facts. Thank you very much. I would like to open it up to not all of the population in this world. Thank you very much.
Yeah. If you're a scholar, let us know.
Let us know. Yeah. You have to have some form of like actual historical title in your name.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Okay, so as a result, much of the wealth of the Jewish community remained in Spain. So if they couldn't sell it with it, the market was artificially flooded. They couldn't really sell anything, so they had to literally just leave things and walk away. So the punishment for any Jew who did not convert or leave by the deadline was summary execution. And if you were... Yeah, I was going to say, if you were wondering what summary execution is, it's like the worst kind. So summary execution...
Like a hanging?
Oh, you just wait. So summary execution is an execution in which a person is accused of a crime and immediately killed without the benefit of a full and fair trial. So they're just killed on the spot without having any evidence, just pleading their case. Yeah, they're just gone. Yep. Yeah. And I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm laughing because it's really bad and I have a nervous laugh. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So this is why it was so dangerous. Like, this is why the Inquisition and the neighbors and everybody would watch these the quote new Christians, the converted Jews. So like they would watch them like hawks. And if they found any little sign that they might be a Jew, dead. How awful is that?
That is so sad.
Yeah. Like,
that is so sad.
You just think like one day you just cannot be allowed to be you anymore.
Yeah.
How? It was just, anyway.
That's just, it.
Let that one sink in.
And like a lot of people, part of their identity is their religion.
Yes.
Like when I introduce myself like in a class and you have to do that stupid introduction where you're like blah blah blah, right? Like I say, hi, I'm Bev. I'm an artist. That's part of my identity.
Yes.
I love to play video games. A gamer, that's part of my identity.
Yeah.
I love listening to podcasts and I'm what's that word? Agnostic.
Oh,
like
yes.
That's part of my like, yeah, I'm spiritual, but I don't believe
that like nothing's there. Like,
yeah. Like I don't know if there's something there, you know, like I believe in the universe, you know, like
yeah,
that's part of my identity. For Jews, for Christians, for Muslims, like that's part of their identity.
Yeah, and
you're just taking that away from them.
Yeah, that strips away so much, not only religious traditions, but cultural traditions too. That's a whole identity that you're not allowed to be anymore.
It's so sad.
Oh, it's the worst. Like, how could you just... I could not imagine. Like, immediately
and just
I
the
was...
fear of slipping up.
Yeah. And even
Like,
it was just
if
like
you-
an accidental thing.
If you happen to do something that looks Jewish, like, what the fuck does that even mean in the first place? Like, what does it mean to act Jewish? Like,
Yeah.
you're just
and
executed
yeah. You're
without
just like,
trial?
mm-hmm.
Fuck Spain.
Yeah. It was just such a really bad... Oh, God. It was just such a...
And
I
Portugal.
couldn't imagine.
Fuck Portugal, too.
Yeah.
Except now. I hope you guys are better. I don't actually know, but...
Yeah, same.
Back then.
Yeah, back then, dude. Fuck your middle age time, though. 14th, 15th century? Oh, not a good look for you.
Yeah.
At all, the least
Not
bit.
at all.
Yeah. Oh, and it also gets better. So before the
Oh.
decree was signed over, already half of Spain's Jewish population had already converted as a result of religious persecution, pogroms, which were religious massacres, which is fun, and in particular, the massacre of 1391.
What?
That was a really bad one. So the massacre of 1391, it was also in the Middle Ages, and it's also considered the Middle Ages. What am I saying? It's also in the Middle Ages. You heard the date, but it is one of the Middle Ages' worst anti-Semitic outbreaks in European history. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So,
do you know how many people were murdered?
Yeah, we'll get to it. A lot. There was a lot. So tension had been building between just the state, the communities against the Jewish community. The church was involved, the state, the crowns were involved.
Yeah.
It was bad. And so I'm not 100% sure, but I think it just came down to religious differences.
Yeah.
And the one thing that the church realized is that the Jewish community had, or the Jewish population, I don't know what's like a nice way of saying it. So I'm sorry if I'm just, yeah, I'm not quite sure because I'm like the Jewish. To call someone a Jew just sounds really mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say it. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be nice and polite. Sorry.
Should I look it up here?
Yeah.
Let's see. So,
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna avoid that. Okay, so I don't know. It just makes me feel funny, so I'm just out of kindness, and it might just be like a
Jewish
silly
community.
little thing. Yeah, Jewish community, the Jewish people. That's how we refer to
yeah.
this community. So if you're offended by that, I'm sorry, but this is the nicest way that I feel
Yeah.
that I can say this to be respectful to this culture,
Yeah.
traditions, and community. Yeah.
And
so.
if one of you guys are Jewish, let us know what you prefer to be called so that we know, and in the future we can, shout you out and thank you for kindly
Yes.
telling us the correct way.
Factually, thank
we
you.
are learning, people.
Yeah. Yes.
We are learning. We're not purposely trying to be offensive if we are.
Sorry about it.
Yep.
We're still learning. Just like everyone else in this world, we're all still learning one day at a time.
We're all still learning.
Patience is a gift that I can
virtue.
understand. It's a virtue. Yeah, and I completely understand why they say it is, because, oh boy, you gotta be patient with everybody, man.
Absolutely.
They're learning at different speeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to the massacre of 1391, so there was a bunch of like tension building between Spain and the Jewish community, and the church realized that the Jewish community had amassed a lot of wealth, and they realized that the Jewish community was too they held such a strong economic hold in Spain that they couldn't outrightly criticize them or be like outright prejudiced. So they had to start essentially putting in like a lot of like legislation in order to essentially deplete their wealth. So there was like a tax just on all like Jewish goods against the Jewish people, like the whole 9 yards, just to kind of deplete their wealth. And tensions just kept building and building and building, and finally it was in let me double check my notes, on June 6, 1391, in, I think this is how you pronounce it, Seville, Spain.
Yeah.
just a mob of people decided to go around and just attack and
just Spanish citizens,
ordinary Spanish citizens, and the police. Like, there was no prosecution of anybody afterwards. People just went in, pulled the Jewish people out of their homes and just killed them, ransacked their houses. Yeah, just in that one day, over 4,000 people were dead.
My God.
Yeah.
The Dark Ages indeed. What the fuck, Spain?
Yeah, and it gets worse because that then triggered a bunch of other towns to do the same thing with their community, with their Jewish communities. Yeah. It wasn't good. Some of them gave them an option of like saying, hey, you either convert or you leave or you're dead. But again, the option is an illusion. So yeah, it wasn't good. So that was like the main massacre that ended up triggering the events of the decree of expulsion, because they're like, hey, we already scared them enough. This is going to be like another push. And then, oh God, the Inquisition gets involved later along. I'll get to it, but it's not fun, dude. It's not fun. So as a result of the decree of expulsion and prosecution in the years leading up to the expulsion of Spain's estimated 300,000 Jewish origin population, over 200,000 had converted to Catholicism to remain in Spain. So this is after the decree was signed. So essentially there were 600,000 Jewish people in Spain at one time. Half then converted because of the 1391 massacres out of fear. And then the remaining 200,000 eventually converted, and the remaining 100,000 stayed as Jewish and either suffered expulsion or summary execution.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they had remained.
Fuck.
Yeah, who's ever listening. What? So like like for real, like what? How can someone think this evil thing about another person? Is just beyond my comprehension. Oh my God.
And the scary thing is, it's a person in power.
Yeah, that's
all
doing this. Yeah.
So,
it was all people in power that was trickling down. Yeah.
So like all of the little sheep down living in the villages, all of the rich people, they're like, well, the queen says it's true, the king says it's true, so it has to be true.
Yeah. And
then they demonize Jewish people.
Yeah.
For being who they are. Like, what are they doing? They're just minding their own fucking business.
Yeah. Just to find a scapegoat for political power. It's just...
Oh my God.
Oh God, I feel so sick now.
And like... I just don't understand how they were seen as threats. Like, they are citizens in your country. They pay the taxes. They were clearly generating wealth. If they were like, and with that wealth, they still have to pay taxes. I'm sure back then, even in the Dark Ages, and that all goes up to the crown. So how are you going to say they're a fucking threat?
Yep. Because the church was involved.
Fuck the church.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Back then.
No, it's fine. Back then, yeah. I don't know what they're doing nowadays, but we'll maybe do a piece. No, I don't think we'll do a piece on that. I don't want to do recent events in history. But it's the crown was tied to the church, and the church wanted the power. And it all just boils down to who wants power at the end of the day. It's just
it's
gross.
Innocent people that end up losing. That is so sad.
Yep. Just mind your own damn business, and then one day someone just comes into your home, tears you and your family out of it, and just murders you in the street.
And steals your shit.
Yeah. And burns your whole house
down. I hope
Yeah.
every single person, since they all believe in hell, I hope every single person that fucking did that. I am fully convinced. Here are my beliefs on the afterlife.
Sure.
I think that whatever you believe is going to happen, happens. If you believe you're just going to rot in the ground, that's what happens. If you believe there's heaven and hell, then depending on your actions is what happens. If you believe in reincarnation, that's what happens. I think the universe just kind of plays to everyone's beliefs.
Yeah.
And if that's what you're manifesting, that's what happens with your energy once you pass.
Yeah. I agree. Actually, wow, we have like very similar agnostic beliefs. That's very interesting. We didn't talk about this either.
Mm-mm.
Wow, as being friends, we're learning so much about each other.
We are absolutely on the same wavelength.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just like we never brought up the topic of talking about religion before. So this is or religion in this sense, you know what I mean? So
this is cool.
This is why we're here. We're here to just to like open up the floor. We're the people that will say, hey, look, check out this elephant. It's in this room with us.
Pat it right on the back.
Yeah, we're gonna pat it on its back and set it right out to pasture, and we're all gonna talk about the events that we have witnessed today. Yeah. We might make a few jokes in between, but we will eventually talk about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, oh goodness, where was I in this disgusting, horrendous piece of history?
Half of them converted.
Yes, and then the remaining 100,000 the Jewish population that stayed in Spain risked expulsion or summary execution. So we went from 600,000 down to 100,000. Thank you. In a span of like 100 years. So an unknown number of the expelled eventually succumbed to the pressures of life in exile away from their formerly Jewish relatives and networked back to Spain. And so they either had to convert to Catholicism to be allowed to return, or they had to do it in secret and like risk everything. Yeah. It's just, and again, the thought from the church was, if they are not good Christians now, they're going to learn from, you know, they're either going to learn by, they're dead, and then your family members will learn, or your community will learn based off of these horrendous actions. Yeah. And if they're not good Christians now, their descendants will be, and they'll never remember Judaism. And I'm going to say they will be good Christians. This is all like this stupid, garbly, stupid bullshit the church was spitting out. Okay. Yeah. It's just, that was their train of thought. They just wanted to kill out Judaism. Like that's what it was. It's just the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of in my life. And from this, the Inquisition soon followed. So the decree was signed in 1492, and the Inquisition was formed in 1496. I do believe, based on just minor research, like a really brief look into everything. But it did come after. It was very, they were tied together. So like the expulsion.
I have a stupid question.
Yeah, go for it.
What exactly is the Inquisition?
The Inquisition, that was the essentially, from how I think of it, because you know what, let me look it up now.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I have like a very broad sense of the word. I know it has to do with religion, and I know it's bad. That's all I can like associate with it.
I agree. The only thing I could think of before I read this fun fact that I just pulled up for you is they were essentially like the Crusaders, but in a different time period and country, maybe. Okay. I'm not too sure. But as of
and this is the Spanish Inquisition, right?
Correct. Okay. Yes. So the Inquisition was a powerful office set up with the Catholic Church to root out and punish heresy throughout Europe and the Americas. So kind of like the Crusaders type of thing. It's just another religious tyrant. Yeah. Great. So that was fun. Wonderful. Yeah, but the Inquisition was set up. One of their main duties was to find people like the bad, quote, bad Christians, the bad converters. Yeah, I'll be a bad Christian all my fucking life, and I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Maybe not if like there's a threat of death, because I am very chicken shit. I'm fully admitted.
I think I would stick it through. Yeah, I'm chicken shit, but I'm also very stubborn.
Oh, that's fair.
So I'd be scared for my life, and I would never leave my house so that people don't see me acting nervous. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I would stay doing what I'm doing even against the threat of certain death.
Oh, wow. That is fair. Fair.
I'm a brave chicken shit. I'm a stubborn chicken shit. Yeah. I'm that chicken shit you try to take. I'm that bird shit that you try to wipe off of your windscreen. Your windshield, and it doesn't come off. It leaves a stain. That's me.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. You son of a bitch. But I love you for that. I'm never letting go. But yeah, but however though, as of let me spin it so it's kind of a little nicer, because I know we've been talking about a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
We might also huff and gruff through this paragraph, but it is a lot more optimistic than the other ones that I've read.
Yeah.
So this is rolling back or circling back to the joke prior at the beginning of the episode. This is the part where I kiss you after hurting you a lot. So in modern times, nowadays, I'm happy to report that the decree of expulsion was formally and symbolically revoked on the 16th of December in 1968.
Only took 500 years. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're telling me these motherfuckers in Spain, in power, I'm not talking about the citizens, the people in power knew this was still a thing up through 1968, and no one decided to do shit about it until the 20th century.
Yes. Let me also tell you a little bit more background, but yeah, no, it was essentially still on record. I don't know if no one outwardly proclaimed to harm a Jewish person, but there's definitely pogroms that still occurred. But mind you, this was a full century after the Jewish community had been openly practicing the religion in Spain, and synagogues were once more legal places of worship under Spain's laws of religious freedoms. So, but like, still, what the fuck? Why did it take 100 years for them to remove it? You know, like, it's just. But at least it was eventually removed. That's like the happy part of it. I hate that they dragged their legs.
Bro, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I need to stop saying that.
I need a buddy right now. He's my buddy.
Holy.
Yeah. I remember from one of my legal classes that like the social construct changes quickly, but the legal construct does not.
Yeah.
It takes a very long time for things to move down the way. So it's the shitty part. Yeah. But the Washington Post. What? The Washington Post. Dang, ow, ooh, hurt my own ego, reported in 2015 that the government of Spain passed a law allowing dual citizenship to Jewish descendants who apply to, quote, compensate for shameful events in the country's past. Thus, the Sephardic Jewish community, or any Sephardic Jew who could prove that they are descendants of those Jewish community that was expelled from Spain because of the decree of expulsion, could become Spaniards without leaving their home or giving up their present nationality.
Nice.
So they can get like a dual citizenship. Yeah.
I have a dual citizenship.
Oh, fuck yeah. Where at?
Guatemala? Here in Guatemala. Yep.
Fuck yeah. Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have like so many questions that I want to talk to you just about like you as a person.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's so rad. Like a lot of my family never left my hometown, like even to travel. So like to meet other people from
if you
like
get
around
a passport,
the world.
I will take you to Guatemala.
Oh, absolutely. I have to work on it. I do have to say, hey, if you would like to support us in Patreon, help a girl out. I don't want to perpetuate that starving artist stereotype, but hey, I can still pay
Sometimes
the bills,
it's true.
but yeah, it would still help. It would still help.
It would be nice to have some leeway.
Very true. Very
some
true. It would
wiggle room.
Yes, please. Yeah, but no, I would love to do that. We can travel internationally.
Yeah, that would be
That'd
cool.
be so much fun.
Fuck yeah.
And thinking back on it, I don't know how I turned out the way that I did. I was definitely always the black sheep in my family. The odd one out. Thank you. But going back to the Spanish law, Spain did change the law. Like that law had expired of like, if you can prove it, we'll make you a dual citizenship, because I think too many people were applying. To be quite honest.
Yeah, because half of the population left?
Yeah, or like there's still people
and
that,
then they
yeah. Yeah, there's still like a
500
lot of
years?
Yeah, that's still a lot of generations.
Imagine how many people
How many people, hold on, first and foremost, knew of their family history? Which is interesting. We'll get to it. This is something that we'll put a pin in it.
Oh,
so,
wait.
Buckle up.
Yep.
That's right. Yes, buckle up, fellow listeners. Because, well, it gets kind of nice. It gets kind of cool after this.
Okay.
So the Spanish law has already expired, and new applications for Spanish citizenship on the basis of Sephardic family heritage are no longer allowed. However, the descendants of the Jewish community exiled from the Iberian Peninsula may still apply for Portuguese citizenship.
Nice.
Fun facts. Double check on that, because again, this article was from 2015. It's been a couple years. Oh, it's been 7 years. Oh, it's been 7 years since 2015.
That's crazy.
Ow.
2015, I was in my junior year of college.
Yeah, I think I was a senior. Yeah, I was a senior. Oh, man. Oh, I don't. Not thinking about it. Mortality. Oh man. But anyway, we're moving on. I don't want to think about. I'm turning 30. Anyway, how might one go about discovering if they do actually have Sephardic family heritage? So the question actually may have been in front of you your entire life.
Oh.
So I know this show is full of secrets. So I have a few questions to ask you. Please don't get alarmed. And if they don't all match up, or just analyze it. Okay, just take everything with a grain of salt, but just think on some family traditions. Okay. So, question: does your family practice any traditions in a secretive way? Meaning, like they perform a family, like a holiday tradition in a basement or cellar or attic, or just another form of like a crawl space or like a hidden area? Or do they have any unusual funeral ceremonies? Like you cover all the mirrors in your house. If you have any family traditions that you're doing, do you close all the windows? You shut all the curtains and, go into secrecy and hide? And does anyone in your family does no one in your family seem to know exactly where these quirky in these unusual traditions originated from in your family? Do the older generations refuse to talk about your ancestors? Do you also have family from Porto, Portugal, which was AKA a neighborhood of exiled Jewish community, Jewish population? Because you might actually you might have Sephardic Jewish heritage.
Damn.
Yeah. So like, oh, okay. So if you haven't, if I haven't made it very clear, because I don't know if my notes have, so I'm very sorry about it, but let me connect the dots with you. Because so many, like the crypto Judaism, because Jewish community had to go into hiding with all their practices. And over time, they just didn't explain to their generations after them of what it meant. So their future generations converted to Christianity, but they still held on to Jewish practices.
Right.
So like some families will go down to the basement and light a menorah, and people don't know what that is for. So, and it's just like completely different. Like they'll celebrate Christmas, but go down and light the menorah on like the first week or whatnot. Or they practice like little hidden Jewish traditions. Like for example, your family might tell you that it's forbidden to point at the sky at night, at the stars. Especially during Shabbat, the Shabbat holiday. It ends when there's 3 specific stars that are observed in the sky. And evidently during that time, if someone, especially in the Middle Ages, if you were caught outside pointing at the stars looking for those 3 specific stars during that time of Shabbat, they knew you were Jewish. And so like that's like a forbidden thing to do in some households, is to point at the stars, because their family traditions has been, you don't do that because our family our family's Jewish, and if someone catches you, you could get us all killed. I
grew up in North Hollywood, California. There's a very large Jewish population there. We lived in an apartment building that like half of them were like Jewish families, but they were like Hasidic Jews. So they're a little more like to the book, like very strict with the rules. So I remember I was over at one of their houses once Saturday afternoon, because I would always, like, if they needed the lights turned on, like they can't touch electricity during that time. Not touch electricity, but use appliances during that time, or like electricity or anything. So like this was like in the winter months, so it was darker earlier. So I would turn on the lights for them when they needed it, or like if they needed the oven or something, right? Like I would help them out with that. So
yes.
I remember once they invited me over for Shabbat, for like the Saturday to sundown part of Shabbat. And my friends and I were like out in the balcony, and like the stars were coming out, and one of the kids pointed at the sky, and his mom like screamed at him. I was like, well, shit, I can't look at the sky. So I just kind of looked down. I was like, I never understood that.
Yeah, holy shit. I have a couple extra examples. So, we might actually be able to relate to some of these. Holy shit, Bev. But yeah, no, that's why. And they might have, like, you have to keep your Jewish traditions hidden. They might not have been Sephardic Jews entirely, but just being like a member of the Jewish community, you have to watch what you say in front of certain people, you know? So, like, you have to stay hidden, and your practices have to be hidden still to this day. But there's, like, practicing Catholic families, like Christian families that hold on to these practices because their family lineage they were Jewish at one point in time. Yeah. It's, like, so crazy. So another trait, or like another commonly associated cultural trait, I don't know, I guess that's the best way to put it. Practice, thank you. Is when you sweep the floors with a broom, you never sweep in the direction of a door. Like, you never sweep your dust outside of through the door.
Okay.
You sweep from the corners of the room, and you work your way into the middle of the room and collect the dust in like a pile, and then you like broom sweep it, and then you carry it out of your house. And this is because it is forbidden to throw dust where I believe it's called the mezuzah, which is a tiny scroll on the wall that contains a piece of the Torah, and they place them in like the door frames. And so it's forbidden to sweep. Yeah, there's like I'll put pictures up for just to show people, because I also had to look it up myself. Yeah, nor did I. I've seen it before, but I mean, I have Jewish friends growing up, but I never knew what it was. So I'll put pictures up just so everyone knows.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's like forbidden to like throw dust towards the mezuzah, because that's like a holy scripture document, because it contains pieces of the Torah. So if that's like a family trait that you might have. This was another one, and I'm not quite sure what it means. But kissing the bread before it falls, I'm not quite sure what that means. Is it like you kiss it and then you dump it out of the pan, or like you kiss it before you break bread? I'm not quite sure where.
I feel like it might be the latter, but I also don't know.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. But that's one. If you kiss bread before you do something with it, you should maybe ask some questions. And then another one that I found, which I thought was pretty interesting, was saying a blessing before eating a piece of fruit for the first time during the season.
Oh, that's
cool.
So
it's like you say a prayer of like, thank you for like having the first apple this season, or having the first piece of fruit, or whatever it is. Like you're enjoying your first harvest, essentially. And they say a little prayer. I forget what it is called. I wasn't able to say it after like actually recreate it. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
But it is a thing. And oh God, this is going to sound terrible. I heard it in a video that didn't have closed captions, so I didn't know how to spell it and say it, and I kept trying to speak it to Google. And it kept coming up with just really not what I wanted. So I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it. If I find it, I'll plug it somewhere. So please forgive me. I'm doing my best.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it's crazy. And honestly, if you suspect that you might be secretly Jewish, look into it. Just look into it, because you're missing such like a large chunk of your family heritage and traditions.
There's so many services now where you do have that access to like your lineage and like your ancestors and stuff.
Absolutely.
I believe it's 23andMe that does not sell your information to the government.
Oh, but look into it. We're not quite sure.
Yeah, we're not looking.
Rachel, make a note of it.
But yeah, you can do that, and you can see if you never knew you were from Spain, Like if you get like a little sliver from Spain or like Portugal and like you have one of these practices like in your family that you just have kind of accepted to be normal, which I mean it is normal.
Yeah.
If families do it, it's normal, whatever. That's your tradition. I'm not judging.
Families hide shit all the time.
Exactly.
Like me. Oh yeah. I've been prying shit up in this past couple years. We're pretty interesting people.
Yep.
I might tell you some. I have to look at some legal practices, but I'll tell you some when I find out.
Oh, that's so cool.
But, yeah, and like Moshe was telling me, like he had a good friend that came over that he knew for years, and his friend never like practiced, came over and celebrated like a Jewish holiday with Moshe and his family, and his friend came over and they were, I forget what holiday they were celebrating, but his friend started crying when they were like in the middle of celebrating the a ceremony, a ritual. I'm not quite sure what you say,
ceremony,
like a prayer.
I think. Yeah.
Right. And they stopped and they were like, "Oh my God, what's going on? Why are you crying?" And he goes, "My family does that, but they do it downstairs in the basement and we have to hide and we're not allowed to talk about that." And he goes, "What is that? Could you please explain?" And Moshe told him about like the Marranos, and he was like, you should go look into it. Yeah. But this man like never knew, and no one in his family would discuss.
Moshe, you are doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. This is a good episode. Moshe gave us a good one. He's so cool. Oh man. And also if you want really good classical music recommendations, he's another one to go talk to about that.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm. But it's such a fascinating topic.
Not Jewish, and
Correct.
They did that in secret.
Yeah, they did that
So his family was the fucking Catholic Church's like ultimate goal, or Christian Church's.
Yep, the ultimate goal of the Christian Church was just to make sure that your future generations don't know that they're Jewish. Yeah.
Dear God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow. It's absolute bananas. And also, thank you so much for bringing up the genetic testing, because it's actually really important. We'll get to it in 1 second. But according to I-24 news report entitled 500 Years After the Spanish Inquisition, she's reclaiming her family's Jewish identity. I've listed it in the show notes, and we'll also link it on the page too, because it's really good. It's 6 minutes. It's a very quick news report, but it's very eye-opening. But it brought up that many people today don't know that of the possible family heritage. And they also, even in Portugal and Spain, they don't know of the atrocities that happened. Like, they don't know of the decree of expulsion.
It's just been swept under the rug?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like something that they don't learn in school. Yeah. It's bad. Yeah. It's like such a horrific atrocity that, I don't know,
that's
they just
such
don't
a
teach about it.
major part of history.
Yes.
History's going to repeat itself unless you learn about it and stop it.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and a lot of the population, even the world today, they don't know about it.
I didn't know about
any of this. Same. I didn't know about it until like, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely just, it's so eye-opening. And the crazy thing about it is there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people across the world that have no idea about their Jewish ancestry. Mm-hmm. But they have, it's insane, because think about it. Like, all across the world, mm-hmm. people always are migrating, and interacting and, moving to different countries and so on and so forth. So all across Europe, North and South America, especially in like Latin America, where like all of the Spanish colonials went and colonized, anything that was a Spanish territory. So like even including in the US,
Florida,
there's people. Yeah. Oh, there's so many people everywhere. Oh no, there was a video that I'm gonna cite. Actually, I'll cite it right now. The U.S. is not off limits, because a KRQE News 13 video entitled "DNA Unlocks Hispanic Jewish History" reported on a New Mexico and Southern Colorado towns.
Yeah. And
that recently made the discovery that they had Jewish ancestries. So it turns out that the areas were settled by Spain, the Spanish colonies. And if you would like to know about like the Louisiana Purchase and who had what territory at what time, you can actually go back to episode 3, Madame LaLaurie, and we talk about it. We talk about like a little brief history.
Yeah. And as far as Latin America goes, I know Argentina has a large Jewish population. So does Chile. Guatemala has a sizable Asian population, actually. Like, a lot of Korean and Japanese people go there. But and then I know Mexico has, like, there's some pockets where there's, like, a lot of Jewish people. So, like, I wonder if they came over that way. That's cool.
Yeah, that's that honestly, I wouldn't, put it past it. That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
It's either
Argentina also has a large German population. So that's
oh, how fun.
Yeah.
Was there, like, colonization there too?
No, it's the Nazis that fled.
Oh!
Yep.
Oh!
Yep.
Okay, so not necessarily colonization, but equally as horrific.
Yep.
Understood. Okay. Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Just think of it. Yeah, so the Spaniards that came over and settled, they either were practicing secrecy or had Jewish traditions that they never knew about.
Yep.
Passed it on to their, kid, and now we have it today. So a lot more families today, just in general, are looking to find out more about their heritage through genetic testing. So Bev, you had mentioned, I think you said 23andMe.
Yeah.
We have Ancestry.com. I mean, there's a ton out there. Just look into the details because some of them are selling your information. But so just like really look out there for you. But there's two main reasons why I think you should look into genetic testing, especially if you're looking into possible crypto-Judaism within your family, is that one, family ancestry is incredibly important, and it's a really good thing to know your roots. And two, genetic disease, baby. It's a thing, all right? Like, different ancestral groups have different genetic dispositions and genetic-based diseases. And I'm going to say ancestral groups, meaning like where your ancestors are from. So like my ancestral group, my ancestors are from Europe, as far as I know. I haven't done a DNA test from. So my ancestral group is European, Caucasian. Bev, you would be different.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what you are.
I would be.
If you want to give that out there.
My ancestral group would be from Latin America, the Middle East, and then also Spain.
Mm-hmm. So you also get the European in you as well.
Yep.
Yeah, just from all the colonizations. Yeah, it's like insane. But so like that's what I mean by ancestral groups. Just so we're all on the same terms with things when it comes to culture anthropology. I like to make sure my terms are explained fully. And also just genetics as a science itself is extraordinarily confusing and intricate. And so there's a lot of scientific syntaxes that are involved, and I don't feel like explaining them. So please take these examples with a grain of salt and just like, hey, there's a lot of really smart people out there that have made the connections. Not I am just reporting on what I found.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Long story short. Oh boy. Anyway, so for example, sickle cell anemia in Africans, or just sickle cell in Africans, cystic fibrosis in Europeans, Tay-Sachs disease in French, Canadian, and Cajun. You get the picture.
Yeah. Like
different groups, there's whatever groups out there, they have specific genetic diseases. It just happens.
Absolutely.
You know? And the Sephardic Jewish community is no different. So due to a gene mutation, the Sephardic Jewish community commonly face cancer, and lots of it. Women have a 60% women have a 60% increased risk for ovarian cancer and an 85% increased risk for breast cancer.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's big. And men, don't you think I'm letting you off the hook. Because men in this community also face a higher risk for breast cancer. And yeah, that's right. Men in any community.
It's in the armpit.
Yeah, it's just if you have a mammary gland tissue or whatever it is, congratulations, everyone has it. You can get breast cancer.
You get breast cancer. You get breast cancer. You get I'm sorry, that was insensitive. We can cut that out.
I will. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so guys, also feel your boobs too. Look for lumps as well. This isn't a joke.
Also,
whatever.
Moles, any new moles, if they start to look different than what a mole should look like, so other than circular, if they start to get little growths on them, if they start to spread, if it starts to get bigger, go to your fucking doctor. That's what you have insurance for. Please, go to the doctor. It is worth the $100 copay if that's what you have to pay. You won't have, if you catch it early on, even if it's just the mole, sometimes moles can be benign, sometimes they can be malignant.
Yes.
Get yourself checked out, please. You will, yes, you'll pay $100 up front, but you'll save yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars in chemotherapy, radiation, and just hundreds of thousands of dollars in emotional pain and trauma.
Yeah. And your life.
And your life.
And your life. And your family's lives, and just time and attention.
Yeah.
Caretaking is not a fun thing. I did it for both of my grandmothers. Yep. It's a lot. Just save yourself.
Yeah, and you don't have to touch yourself if you don't want to. Like, you don't have to check for lumps every day. And when you're in the shower, same with men and testicular cancer. Just lift your dick up and feel your balls. If there's something weird in there, go to the doctor.
Yes.
If it feels weird while you're pooping, go to the doctor. It's either hemorrhoids or prostate cancer. You don't know. Same with ladies. Yeah, we have like the lumpy tissues in there sometimes. Like Latinas, they get like the lumpier tissue.
Oh, interesting.
But if it's like a hard formation, or there's like just a like an extra lump, or even just a new mole. Like I have a new mole on my titty, so like I went to the doctor and she's like, it's fine. I was like, okay, that's never been there before, so I just wanted to check. Get checked out, please.
Holy shit. Yeah, skin cancer is like no fucking
joke.
Cancer is just no joke.
Wear your
general.
Sunscreen.
Yes, please.
Or don't go outside.
Hey, I'm a pale for a reason. I blend in very, very obviously. So I paint my nails so you can see where my hands are at all times. I have a white background for those. I have a white background for those who are listening. I have a blank white wall behind me. Oh, and I'm very, my ancestry is very much European. But anyway, back to the cancer. So the whole community as a whole faces an increased risk for pancreatic cancer and colon cancer. Yikes. So like all the big hitters where you can most likely die from, they get it, and they get it a lot more than usual. Yeah. What was the second video that I had noted? The KRQE News 13 video. Yeah. They did a really good special and like interviewed a bunch of the community members who found out were practicing Christians and turned out were also had Jewish roots. Not only found out because like they were, because of the traditions, but a lot of their family members, even as young as like in their 20s, were dying of cancer left and right. And like, yeah, it was just like common for these people to say like, yeah, like a good chunk, like 25% of our family got wiped out from cancer. And that was just like a very common thing. And they just thought, oh, it's just a family thing, because they also had suspected, because their family had been there for generations, that maybe there was like, somebody was maybe touching somebody that they shouldn't have, and then there was a kid and there was some cross incest. That's what I'm trying to get at, but like, no, it was like because of their genetics. Family heritage.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
Fun facts. Yeah. And it was all because they were secretly Jewish, and because of this whole crypto-Judaism of having to practice in secret due to this horrific decree of expulsion and risk of death that they had to go into hiding. And now their future generations are not only suffering the pain of not knowing their actual family heritage, but also they're dying because they don't know their own genetic makeup. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane to think about.
Wow.
So anyway, to cheer up the room one more time, shall we? Yeah. Before we go. So it's very good news is that the people who discovered the truth about themselves and their family origins have reported a sense of relief and also a little bit of sadness because they have to face the they have to face the reality of what their family ancestors went through. and like what their community that they never knew that they were part of went through.
Yeah.
You know? But a lot of them did feel a sense of relief for discovering their family origins, who they really were. And, you know, they're sad that they were left in the dark in the first place, but a lot of them are reaching out and finding like new connections and finding new family members and finding their roots. So like it's a very bittersweet topic, but I had to tell it. I just had to tell it.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a fascinating topic to look into. And again, thank you so much to Moshe for teaching me about the Marranos in the first place.
Yeah.
He didn't talk about the atrocities and details. He kind of had mentioned like, hey, you know what happened, right? And I was like, I know of your history of the Jewish community. He goes, yeah, well, a lot of that happened.
Yeah.
And then he got to like the surprise of the people were finding out that they're secretly Jewish part. So
wow.
I thought that was really cool. So I had mentioned to Moshe that if he had any topics to bring up, that I would love to hear them, any suggestions. And oh my God, I do believe that Moshe delivered today.
Absolutely delivered. So I have a question.
Absolutely. Shoot.
What was the game?
Which game? I'm sorry.
I think at the beginning you said there was a game at the end.
Oh, the game was finding out your family history.
Oh!
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry if I didn't make that blatantly obvious. But the game was finding out, oh, hey, you might be Jewish. Whoops, sorry. Forgot to put that one in my notes at the opportune moment. But yeah, so I thought it was like a really great eye-opening topic just to know about like the atrocities that happened, but also to find out maybe your potential family roots and anybody listening. Because that blew me out of the water. I was calling people for like a week or texting family and I'm like, hey, is there anything weird that I should know about? Because like my family as a whole never communicates ever. Like if it's bad, we don't talk about it.
Same.
And everyone associates everything as bad. So we just never talk about anything.
Same.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I just want to know. I want to know before they go so that I can pass something on, you know? So
yeah,
as I near the grand old over the hill age of 30 years old, I would like to know more about my family as I get older.
I'm almost 30. I remember back in my day, we didn't communicate with one another.
Yeah. We didn't communicate with one another. We just held in all that
emotional trauma.
Emotional trauma. Yeah. It's fun, but what are your thoughts on this topic? I love to hear them.
This is horrendous. I've said it again. I've said it before. I've said it multiple times, and I'll say it again. Why the fuck does everyone hate Jews? Like
yeah.
Why?
Like, what the fuck?
Why?
Come on, man.
Why?
I don't understand.
I don't. And like all the persecution and murder, like genocides that they've had to endure, like in it seems like every fucking country, like this with the Inquisition, the Holocaust, like just being outlawed in like so many countries, like always being pushed out. Like I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. If you really want to depress yourself, look into like Russian pogroms or just pogroms in general. Or I'm sorry, wedding pogroms. Oh, those are the religious massacres. Oh, I don't want to say it. Just look it up.
I'll look
it's
it
just
up.
Real bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Time for a depressing Sunday, huh?
Yeah, really. Sorry, everyone. But no, it's just so anyway, any other thoughts? Sorry. Before I want to turn it happy before we we end on. But I want to make sure
thoughts. I'm glad that people are discovering like these things that they were always wondering about and like their families were always secreted about and like figuring out why. I hope this in the future helps someone discover where they're from. That would be cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's just depressing that these countries are sweeping this under the rug and not addressing this. Like, you can grant these people citizenships, but you're not addressing the history. and you're not addressing the actual atrocities that you've committed against entire populations of people.
Absolutely. It's like you're putting a bandage on an open wound.
Exactly.
And you're not addressing the main issue, which is the really talk about the history, talk about the mistakes that were made, and say, hey, yeah, do we burn a few bridges? Yeah, but we're gonna rebuild, and we're gonna rebuild together.
Exactly.
And I don't understand why the world can't be like that.
Also, last thought. 1968, Spain.
I know. At least it wasn't like
2017.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I can't think of any offhand, but I remember there being like some like, wow, you're just admitting this now? Like come on, church. What are you doing? It's so interesting. Yeah. But
what are your final thoughts?
I think you covered a lot of them, really. I don't really want to talk about, like, it's incredibly the atrocities that happen. It's awful. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's just really bad. Of course, we have to talk about it, but for now, it's just, oh man. Yeah. Just sitting with the knowledge that there's just a lot of hate in the world for no particular reason because people just disagree with your own beliefs. That's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not gonna lie.
Agreed.
I wish like knowledge and history and reading your history books and just going to like citing your sources is such an important thing in this world, especially now in this day and age.
Yes.
With all the material that you see online.
Yes.
And you had also brought up in the Freemason episode. Yeah. That there's some reliable resources that are buried in Google's pages. Do you want to tell that or what you found?
Yeah. I was looking for factual, like objective information on the Freemasons, like just information about them. I had to go through 2 to 3 pages of Google because the first page was just a bunch of like Christian websites proclaiming that it's like a devil worshipping cult, it's satanic, occultism is bad. Oh wait, I don't think it was the Freemasons. It was the
You're right.
occultism. It was occultism. Episode 11. The one before this. It wasn't until like the end of the second page, maybe the third page, that I found the CUNY's website, which is City University of New York. Their occult, like their digital occult library, which is a scholarly source. This person that put together this website and like all of this information is a scholar. And like it's from the university. It wasn't until like the end of the second or third page that I found it.
Buried.
Yeah, I had to look through and send so much traffic to these Christian websites, just proclaiming it's satanic and blah 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 blah, and occultism is devil worshipping. It's like, no, occultism is belief, basically belief in something that isn't proven. So religion is a cult.
Yeah, it's anything that is like cryptic.
It's
like, come on.
It's like people put such a bad label on everything they don't understand.
That's it. Yeah, and it's all because they don't understand it.
Like, believers and non-believers alike, we all do the same thing. We manifest. Like, they'll label it as praying, but if they're consistently praying for the same thing and over and over and over again, you're manifesting. So, yeah. So that's just like a tangent, but
no, it's fine.
It's just be sure you're checking your sources. Don't believe everything you read. If it's written by John Smith in fucking Oklahoma, then it's probably not factual.
It depends on. Yeah, and he's talking about on like the while his giving his opinion on the Black Lives Matter movement. Depending on what he says, maybe check it with a grain of salt.
Maybe it's not a credible source. So
yeah, just figure out where all your sources are coming from and just look at the world around you and just point out, like, it's once you're able to like pick up on the pattern and see, like, read about history and see like the atrocities that happen and like a certain community's getting hit with either taxation or prejudice or just like racial discrimination in general, but it's like, it's happened before so many times in history, and once it starts happening again, this is why we need to know, so people can point it out and say, no, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely
Exactly.
not. We will not stand for this.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
History is important, you guys. This is it's a spooky podcast, but we also
love our facts.
We love our
we
facts,
love the truth.
And we
or the hidden truth.
Yeah, the hidden truth. Yeah, like if it's something that we didn't even know about, then there's probably, I mean, we're college educated. Like we, political science, like you focus on history. Anthropology, you focus on history.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't something I ever learned about.
Same. It never came up in any of my studies ever. Not even once. So it's just like, it's probably one of those topics in the world where you won't know about it unless you're looking for it. But it's just one of those topics where everyone needs to know about it.
Yeah.
So I would like to change that narrative.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not a social justice warrior. Thank you very much. But I'm just somebody who loves history, and I also like to make sure that nobody gets picked on anymore. Stop being assholes to everybody. I'm everyone's mom. Essentially like the great mediator of just going, shut up and stop bitching at each other and try to figure something out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do this today.
We're gonna do it today.
And yeah, anyway.
Yeah, hopefully this is a step in the right direction. But
yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys have made it this far, which I hope you have, thank you so much for listening to our creepy stories and wild speculations. Again, this has been the Dark by Design podcast. If you are watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on other streaming platforms, then please follow us for more monstrous episodes released every Monday at midnight. You can find more information about today's topic on the show's website at darkbydesignpodcast.com or on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at darkbydesign_podcast, as well as Twitch. We'll probably start streaming in October, I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, and we're also going to be compiling a list of credible sources on our website. So if you ever want to, check those out, if you ever have like a paper that you're doing on one of these topics in college, use those websites. We've already fact-checked them for you. And you can, I'm a little left-leaning, but I look at things objectively.
Same.
I don't believe everything I see. So,
Middlemans.
Exactly. Middlemans.
The great mediators.
The great mediators. Woo! Okay. Great. So, listen to us on your favorite podcast streaming site or watch the show on our YouTube channel, as mentioned earlier. And again, we've started a Patreon. Feel free to support us on there. If you join our Patreon, you get Discord benefits. Hello? Who doesn't love Discord? And here's the thing. We are not snooty. And I'm on Discord all day. So, if you join, I'll definitely talk to you. You'll have someone to talk to during your workday.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And we'll do movie nights and we'll play games. So you get to talk to us one-on-one and you'll see the unfiltered version of our bullshit. So
there's just a lot of laughing.
It's a lot of laughing.
We're fun.
Yeah. We love to
There's
laugh.
just a lot of this.
Yep, exactly. Oh man. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys too. So remember that this is a two-way relationship. And if you happen to have a creepy encounter, a ghost story, a personal true crime story, or if you've uncovered that you actually have Jewish ancestry, please let us know. Let your fellow Coven members know. That would be so freaking cool. DM us your story on our socials, or preferably email us at darkbydesignpodcast@gmail.com. If you title it listener story, it'll automatically label it and filter it for us, and we'll read it out on air. Again, if you want to be anonymous, let us know. But
yeah. And also, you totally don't have to reach out if that's a lot of things that you're going through.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
That could be a whole mental shift mindset. But if you're up to sharing, whoop, there goes a cat. If you're up to sharing your story, we would love to hear from you.
Yes.
And also what was your family traditions, and what was unique about your family and the traditions that you did, so that we can honestly tell it on air and let others know. to like connect and hang out.
Yeah.
I have a cat on my desk now. Come here, Zemi.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. And here's Zemi to take us out.
Tell her what they need to know. Great. Okay, I love you too.
Purring.
Aww, boo.
So yeah, that's Zemi taking us out with the purr. Oh.
She liked it. She said, like, comment, and subscribe. Please, thank you.
Oh, man. Well, we will catch you guys next time on Dark by Design Podcast. Peace.
Ooh.
Be nice to yourself. Fuck, I forgot.
And be nice to other people.
Yep.
Bye.
Monster. Never have you known such cringing terror, such sudden shocks.